And now the news in details. Analysts have advised Nigerian police to live up to expectation. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Open Conversation, public affairs analyst Nze suggested that there should be a collective effort of local government chairman, the local government vigilante group and the River State Police Command to end kidnapping in River State.
To have contended with them, we now begin to look at it as if OSPAC is stronger than police. But whichever way, let the local government chairman know that he is a fellow player in the security of lives and property of the people he has come to lead. And OSPAC people, if there is any problem they have with the local government chairman, they should try and settle it. And then Nigerian police, whose mandate it is to safeguard the lives and property of people, and who is also along the road collecting small stipends from commuters and drivers, let them rise up to the task.
Meanwhile, Honorable Kingsley Akumefule called on the Ikora local government chairman to take up responsibilities and ensure that security is restored in the community.
Nigerian police, especially the Commissioner of Police in River State, should rise up to their responsibility. Like he said, if you pass through that road, you see that in almost every one pole, you see a Nigerian police checkpoint. Almost every one pole, you say even army checkpoints are there. And so why would people be kidnapped on that road? What is happening? And so finally, I think that the chairman of council also has a role to play. As the chief security officer of that local government area, he has taken up the responsibility right now. And I think I had him a few days ago, I think yesterday, talking so hard that he's going to make sure that security is provided. In fact, he has even asked the community to give him a land where he will build security outfits and all that. So I think he should rise up to that.
This comes after the Chief Security Officer of the local vigilante group in the Ikora local government area of River State, Dixon Ngwomahum, has linked the rising kidnapping along the Elele, Omerelu and Elele Ishopo Road to the ongoing political crisis in the state. Delta State House of Assembly has increased the 2025 budget proposal as presented to it by the state governor. The state lawmakers announced an approved budget of 979 billion naira for the 2025 fiscal year as against the initial 936 billion naira presented to the House for consideration and approval. With the legislation's approval and its subsequent increments, the approval capital budget for the 2025 fiscal year stands at 630.5 billion naira, as against the initial sum of 587.3 billion naira earlier presented by the state governor, Honorable Sheriff Oboruwori. On the recurrent expenditure, the lawmakers approved the sum of 348.76 billion naira as against the initial sum of 348.71 billion naira. The approval was sequel to recommendation raised at Tuesday's plenary by the House Committee on Finance and Appropriation in a report presented by its chairman and members representing Ika Northeast constituency, Honorable Marilyn Okowa Daramola. Commending the lawmakers for the passage of the bill, the Speaker, Honorable Ememotimi Guwo, said the approved budget was in line with global best practice, adding that it was in the collective interest of the state. Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Ememotimi Guwo, has been identified as one of the survivors of the boat accident that claimed 5 lives in Delta State on Tuesday. The statement by Guwo's Chief Press Secretary on Wednesday, Nkem Nwaike, said the Speaker is yet to recover from the shock. The statement added that the Speaker was returning to Asaba en route Warri after engagement with constituents on the fateful Friday afternoon. 5 persons were said to have lost their lives, 6 were injured, and 20 persons were missing after the devastating boat accident in the Warri South local government area of the state. The statement said Speaker sent out condolences to the families of the deceased and he prays that God grants them the strength to bear the irreplaceable loss. He also appreciates the prompt response of the rescue team and the medical personnel who attended to them. In Edo State, Governor Monday Obewolo has approved the free bus services for the people of the state through the Edo City Transport Service. In a press statement issued by the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Fred Itwa, the initiative is part of the Obewolo administration's drive to entrench its policy direction. The free bus service, according to the statement, will cover Benin Metropolis and the 3 senatorial districts of the state, intra and intercity routes, and is part of the governor's commitment to enhance the welfare of all Edo people. The statement added that the bus services will ease the transportation stress, noting that the people who plan to move around within the Benin Metropolis and out will be able to do that without any extra financial burdens. Organized labor in Cross River State has ordered state service servants to state civil servants to return to work on Thursday. The state chairman of the Trade Union Congress, Mr. Monday Obodum, issued the order in a statement on Wednesday in Calabar, the state capital. Obodum said that the order followed the success of the 2-day warning strike over the non-implementation of the new minimum wage by the government. He stated that negotiations between the state government and labor would resume on Friday. ATM recalls that the workers had embarked on the warning strike after the negotiation between labor and the government broke down. Members of the Magistrate Association of Nigeria, Cross River State Chapter, have embarked on an indefinite strike with effect from Wednesday, November 27, 2024. The strike is coming amid a warning strike embarked upon by organized labor in the state. Magistrates have said the strike will not cease until their demands are met by the government. They argue that the government has failed to implement their promotions and see to their overall. The association's chairman, Godwin Ona, and Secretary General Solomon Abo, dated Wednesday, November 27, 2024, confirmed the strike action. Urging all the magistrates across the state to ensure effective compliance by all staff of their courts. Some yet to be identified hoodlums have abducted 3 persons near the Inotsin motorcycle showroom along Onisha Owe Road and end of Nnewi in the Nnewi North Local Government area of Anambra State. Eyewitnesses said the incident occurred late on Tuesday as the victims were driving along the road. One of the sources said that 3 persons were in a vehicle when armed men suddenly blocked them with their vehicle. Adding that they ordered the victims to alight, and as they alighted, they forced them to their vehicle and immediately zoomed off. The Anambra State Police spokesperson SP Tochukwu Ikenga, who confirmed the incident on Wednesday, said the police were already working with information obtained from the scene for the ongoing rescue operations. Ikenga said Anambra Joint Security Forces are on the offensive for possible rescue on hut of the 3 adopted victims and arrest of the abductors. The command also urged residents or anyone with useful information that will aid the investigation to come forward to the command's headquarters, Oka, or the nearest police station. New Abia State Commandant of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Commandant Akinshola Aderemi, has invited Nadia Mohammed Soso, the Director of the Department of State Services in Abia State, in Abia State, in efforts to strengthen the synergy between the 2 agencies. Aderemi, during the visit, emphasized the importance of effective intelligence gathering and information sharing, saying that it would enhance the security architecture of the nation. The NSCDC commandant hinted that one of his pivotal action plan is to ensure adequate protection of critical national assets and infrastructure in Abia State, adding that partnership with relevant security agencies is needed to actualize the task. Commandant Akinsola expressed his commitment to working in collaboration with the DSS with an emphasis on prompt intelligence, effective communication, and coordination in maintaining peace and security in Abia State. In a welcome remarks, the State Director of DSS noted this in a statement on Wednesday in Abakaliki. The suspended commissioners are Mr. Chinedu Nka, Water Resources, Engineer Francis Ori, Housing and Urban Development, and Dr. Moses Ekuma, Health. Mr. Chinedu Nka, Engineer Francis Ori, and Dr. Moses Nkuma were suspended over alleged gross misconduct and dereliction of duties in their various ministries. Wifuri special assistants, who had now been turned into new acting commissioners, were directed begin work with immediate effect. Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State has once again maintained that his administration has not obtained any loan to finance its projects and programs all over the state. He revealed that he only blocks leakages in the state's finances and employed local content to moderate project costs and enforce high standards. This revelation formed part of the address by the governor to mark the second. Speaking on the Atlantic Television Network program Atlantic Blowout, public affairs analyst Comrade Oscar Xavier opined that public officials should use their various positions to make positive changes rather than concentrating on making personal achievements.
And campaign for people not to collect money to vote any particular candidate. And also wants a situation whereby there will be an action that will be taken on those that use money to buy votes. Because some of these challenges is because we now have a government that any person that is coming to government seems it is his own turn to achieve and his own turn to loot. Oh boy, if you don't do them now, you don't go do them again. No. It is your turn to loot. So they are not saying that it is a call for service. Until Nigerians see it like it is a call for service, until Nigerians see it like, okay, you have been appointed or you are in government because you have the opportunity to make a certain change. Because it is said that change begins with you. So if change begins with you, it is also a very, very serious situation that our politicians should not be seen to be getting into power because they want to achieve. And then the monitoring team and then the other processes that are supposed to be embarked on. Do government actually respect constituted authority? Do they respect the process for actually making approvals? It's not happening. In most of the ministries we have, most of the ministries in other states we have, government officials also use the opportunity.
Also, Comrade Xavier cited that the educational sector is an important sector. Therefore, funds meant for the improvement of the sector should not be diverted. A victim in his residence in the Tudin Fulani area of Mina robbed and stabbed him to death. It was gathered that the suspects, which include Mustafa Ibrahim, sniper, 19 years, Shamsin Rabiu, 21 years, Bashar Aliyu, Gizal, 20 years, and Abdullahi Umar, 19 years, attacked the late Salawaddin, having learned that he had received a huge amount of money. Confirming the incident, the police public relations officer SP Wasiu Abiodun said the suspects were apprehended for culpable homicide. He explained that the incident was reported to the Boso Division on February 27, 2024, and since then the command has been on the trail of the assailants and arrested them on October 26th. According to him, during interrogation, the suspect confessed to the crime as they narrated that on the set day they were discussing within the area at Rafi Yashin and they heard that the late Zacchaeus received a contribution of a huge amount of money. Abiodun said the suspects have also been arraigned in court for prosecution, adding the items recovered during the arrest include 2 knives, 5 wraps of suspected cannabis, alcohol, matches, and abandoned sleepers. Operation Wild Wind of the Nigeria Customs Service has seized 71,965 liters of petrol allegedly intended for smuggling from Adamawa and Taraba states into neighboring Cameroon Republic. Operation Wild Wind, the petrol smuggling control arm of the Customs Service, said in Yola Wednesday that the seized petrol is valued at over 81 million naira. During the 4th press briefing of the operation in Zone D axis at the area headquarters of the Adamawa Taraba Area Command of the NSC in Yola, the national coordinator of the operation, Hussaini Ejibunu, said the current report covers a period from when he was. Operatives of the Federal Capital Territory Police Command have arrested 4 suspects for various crimes, including drug dealing, counterfeit currency, and other related offenses. A statement by the police public relations officer SP Josephine Ade said the operation took place around the Timber Market Day area of the territory. She identified the suspects as Nura Halilu, Salim Mohammed, Saifulahi Usman, and Usman Mohammed. According to her, investigation revealed that the hideout belongs to the gang leader, who is currently at large, reported to our police command. Nguroje said investigation reveals that the deceased is a police officer and works in Gombe State. Nguroje explained that Ibrahim, who visited his friend Ezekiel Kefas, who resided at Wamsa Suwa, was killed and buried in the community. Nguroje said the State Commissioner of Police, Maurice Dankombo, had ordered for discreet investigation, arrest and prosecution of all those involved in the matter. Nigerian Air Force and East Counration Hadin Kai on 25 November 2024 dealt a devastating blow to terrorists in Kukawa, Borno State through two separate but related missions. Air Commodore Olushola F. Akimboyewa, Director of Public Relations and Information at the headquarters of the Nigerian Air Force, stated on Wednesday morning that in the first mission, NAF fighter jets destroyed a gun truck and neutralized several fighters, while the second mission provided close air support to repel an attack on ground troops. According to the statements, following the strike, ground troops are capitalizing on the momentum, pursuing wounded and fleeing terrorists. He said the first operation began with credible intelligence on the location of a terrorist gun truck approximately 5 kilometers west of Kukawa. The NAF reaffirmed its commitment to the collective effort to restore peace and security in the country and stated it will continue to provide air power in support of ground forces and other security agencies. Troops of Multinational Joint Task Force operating under Sector 3 in Mogunu, Borno State have neutralized terrorists in clearance operation. Lieutenant Colonel Olaniyi Oshoba, Chief Military Information Officer HQ MNJTF, N'Djamena, Chad, in a statement said the troops in a joint effort with hybrid force and air company support intercepted and neutralized some fleeing wounded ISWAP terrorists and captured additional cache of weapons. According to the statement, the troops successfully targeted and interdicted several of the party 2027 as amended. Buga maintained that subsequent to the above, a disciplinary committee was constituted by the party dated 11th November 2024 in compliance with the Constitution Chapter 10, Subsection 59(1), 2017 as amended. The committee, after critical investigation and evaluation of the facts before it, found the honorable member guilty of the said offense and therefore recommended the suspension with immediate effect in compliance with the party's constitution indefinitely. He noted that in view of the above, with effect from November 25, 2024, he is prohibited from participating in any party activity pending any further development from the party. It was gathered from an insider that Umar was suspended on allegations of alliance with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. Katsina State House of Assembly has approved the creation of 8 new districts across Katsina and Daura Emirates of the state. The Assembly approved the creation of the districts during its plenary on Wednesday, presided by the Speaker Alhaji Nasir Yahaya Daura. The bill sent by Governor Dikko Rada was approved after scaling both the second and third reading during the House plenary. According to Rada, the creation of the districts would enhance administration reach by bringing government closer to the people, as well as empower traditional institutions to play a more significant role in local administration and cultural preservation. The newly created district under Katsina Emirates are Dankuma, Rada, Muduru, Daiba,
From the lines across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sport.
Welcome back. This is the Global News and Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of the stories. In a move to enhance oversight mechanism, President Bola Tinubu has nominated 3 new members to fill existing vacancies on the board of the Code of Conduct Bureau. The announcement was made in a formal letter addressed to the Senate President. A statement by Special Advisor to the President, Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, listed the nominees as Alhaji Fatai Ibukunle from Oyo State, Kennedy Meme from Cross River, and Justice Ibrahim Buba, a retired judge of the Federal High Court. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the appointment of Jamiu Abiola as a Senior Special Assistant to the President on Linguistics and Foreign Matters. The appointment takes effect from 14 November 2024. A statement by Director Information and Public Relations, Shegu Imos Hiesen, on behalf of the Secretary of the Government of the Federation, said the appointment is in line with the previous provisions of the Certain Political and Judicial Office Holders, Salaries and Allowances, etc. Act 2008, as amended. Until his appointment, Jamil served as a Special Assistant to the President on special duties in the Office of the Vice President. Vice President Kashim Shettima Wednesday morning departed Abuja for Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. A statement by Senior Special to the President on Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President Stanley Nkwocha, on Wednesday said Shettima will be attending the opening ceremony of the International Exhibition of Extractive and Energy Resources 2024 conference. The CIREX conference is an international event organized by the government of Cote d'Ivoire that focuses on policies and strategy for the sustainable development of the extractive and energy industry. Now, drama unfolded at the National Assembly on Wednesday as the Senate debated whether to allow President Bola Tinubu's economic team members to attend plenary. The confrontation highlighted the tension between the tax reform bills, with lawmakers split over the procedural appropriateness of inviting the economic experts into the chamber. Senate leader Opeyemi Bamidele, APC Ekiti Central, had moved to suspend all other 12 which governs who may be allowed into the Senate plenary to permit the attendance of key officials from the economic team. However, Senator Abdul Ningi, PDP Bauchi Central, opposed the motion, pointing to Senate rules.
Mr. Speaker, I read through some of these things and I listened to the leader most appropriately. I don't see anywhere whereby the senators should allow these people to come here and make the kind of interactions they so want. However, committees of the Senate and Appropriation can invite for the interaction of this manner, but not the Senate in session. I think our rule does not cover invitation to consultants or any official of government to come and bring the sentence, I shall submit.
Try to use the position of the Senate because the order paper is clear.
Senator Abdul Nengi, Senator Ali Ndume Borno. In response, Deputy Senate President Jibril Barawo, APC, Kano North, defended the motion.
And we have been doing this. I have no problem having them to come here and explain of God. This matter is very, very important to not only us, but Nigerians that we represent. And we swear by Bible and Holy Quran that we will represent the interests of the people. These people partially have spoken. National Economic Council, and that you have made your point. Can I respond to you? You can rule me out of. Let me respond. Let me respond to you now, please. We are not here for it to clamoring for openness in this arrangement. We want to be open. We want Nigerians to know. We want everybody to know what's wrong.
Bill, which has drawn widespread public interest and concern over its potential impact on Nigeria's economy. The House of Representatives has approved the medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper for 2025 to 2027. As part of this approval, the Committee on Finance, Petroleum Upstream and Petroleum Downstream have been directed to investigate allegations from the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Responsibility Commission that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited withheld 8.48 trillion naira as claimed petrol subsidies. The investigation is expected to also address findings by the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NATI, which reported that NNPCL failed to remit $2 billion, 3.8 trillion naira in taxes to the federal government. Additionally, the committee was also mandated to verify the total unremitted revenue on the recovery from premium motor spirit sales by NNPCL between 2020 and 2023. The approved MTF was set as exchange rate of 1,400 naira per dollar for 2025, 2026 and 2027 with a review plan for early 2025 based on monetary and fiscal policies.
We have more money.
Inflation rate projections are set at 15.75% for 2025, 14.21% for 2026 and 10.4% for 2027.
Increase from what it is, you are stronger. Your currency, your naira will be stronger. Do you understand? Against any other currency. I think this is just the basic issue. It's not about, it's not a guesswork.
And convinced that 2.something million barrels will be produced on a daily basis. It's a projection. And we equally agree that the benchmark is $75 to a barrel. We equally projected that it's going to be 4.6 growth in our GDP. Bearing in mind doing all this, the assumption is the value of our currency is going to improve, thereby reducing the level or the value of our exchange rate. So my assumption is maybe the committee is even under ambitious to me, Honorable Jaha. I can even go for 1.3. Yes, because we have approved in the past 2.something million barrel per day. $75 to a barrel per day.
That the inflation rate will come down to 15%, over 100% reduction. No, I'm just saying that the projection for 2025 is about 2 months away. That's where I'm going to. So I'm saying that the projection is over ambitious. Let us take it.
A government that celebrates exchange rate gains is a failure. So when you see this projection of 1,400 as against where we are now 1.7, this government has already gained 300 naira, which they are going to share at FAC. How do we solve this problem? If you say, let's push it upwards, You're also alluding to the fact that the dollar can no longer come below that. Honorable colleagues, my opinion to this is that let us be realistic. Exchange gain can no longer be celebrated in this country. Let us peg.
Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The report of the Committee of Supply is hereby adopted as a working instrument of the Parliament.
The federal government has said that the Rural Emergency Service and Maternal Transportation Initiative is targeted at saving 1.7 million pregnant women in rural areas from maternal death. The National Emergency Medical Service and Ambulance System representative Adejoke Dada said that the projects being undertaken by the Federal Ministry of Health in collaboration with the World Bank was out to fill the gaps in assessing appropriate, timely and affordable health care for pregnant women. Dada, who spoke during the stakeholders meeting in Ado Ekiti, Ekiti State Capital on Wednesday, ahead of the project taking off in January 2025, said that REMSAT activities were built to be undertaken in 15 impact project states, including Ekiti. A resource person from NEMSAS, Dr. Prosper Ahorube, said that under the REMSAT initiative, the World Bank would provide ambulances in different wards in the 15 beneficiary states for emergency transportation of pregnant women and children to primary healthcare centers and obstetrics and newborn centers. Former President Goodluck Jonathan has said the greatest problem confronting Nigeria from a political perspective is its lack of unity, adding that genuine development will remain elusive until this issue is resolved. Jonathan, speaking in Efurun, Delta State, was chairman of the Wellman Group Colloquium, said Nigerians should have recognized the benefits of unity after over 100 years of amalgamation, given the country's geography and ecological diversity. He criticized lawmakers in the National Assembly who prioritize the ethnic groups over the nation. He lamented that while Nigeria possesses the characteristics of a nation, unity and a fundamental element of nationhood is still missing. The former president added that leaders must play a key role at the state and national levels. He urged political leaders to adopt equitable policies and projects that transcend immediate applause. Jonathan further, Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Peter Obi, has congratulated the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited over the revitalization of the old Port Harcourt refinery. It recalls that the NNPCL on Tuesday announced that the 60,000 barrels per day refinery has commenced operations again. The development has continued to generate reactions from Nigerians who are excited over the end to importation of premium motor spirits (PMS). Also reacting, Peter Obi, in a statement on Wednesday, said Nigerians await the impact and benefits to reflect on pump prices of the petroleum product. The former Anambra governor also expressed optimism that the news of the Kaduna refinery's revival is promising, as it is expected to boost productivity, improve transportation, and alleviate economic burdens across the country. Supreme Court has upheld an appeal by the All Progressives Grand Alliance recognizing Sly Ezekunwa as a national chairman. In a judgment on Wednesday, the court also awarded a 20 million naira fine against Edozie Njoku for filing a frivolous suit at FCT High Court Buhari. A few days ago, the Federal High Court in Abuja restrained Njoku from parading himself as national chairman of the party. APGA and Sylvester Sly Ezekunwa, national chairman APGA, has filed the suit as first and second plaintiffs in the originating summons filed on 12th July. The plaintiffs sued the Independent National Electoral Commission and Mr. Njoku as first and second defendants. They filed the suit following the removal of the names of Mr. Ezekunwa, a legal practitioner, and his executive officials from the INEC website, and the replacement of same by the names of the Njoku-led leadership of APGA by the electoral umpire on 9th July. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has relocated its headquarters to its new facility, which is being developed in phases in the Jahi area of Abuja. The facility, which is the first phase of the National Headquarters project expected to be completed by the 2025 budgetary provisions, was officially unveiled during an interdenominational service within the complex on Wednesday, 26 November 2024. This was made known on Wednesday in a statement by Femi Babafemi, Director, Media and Advocacy, NDLEA Headquarters, Abuja. Speaking during the brief ceremony, Chairman, Chief Executive Officer of the agency, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Mawa, retired, said the development represents a phase in the transformation and recalibration of NDLEA into a murdering and result-oriented anti-narcotic agency, a process that began in January 2021. The NDLEA boss expressed gratitude to President Bola Tinubu for his continued support and encouragement to the agency to achieve its mandate of curbing substance abuse and illicit drug trafficking in the country. He explained that the old head office at Gambia Street in Garki area of the FCT will continue to serve as the headquarters annex. Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission have rearranged Professor David Lonem and 2 others before Justice P.O. Lifu of the Abuja Federal High Court on an amended charge bordering on certificate racketeering and money laundering. The 11-year-old case, which began in 2013, commenced de novo due to the elevation of Justice A.R. Mohammed to the Court of Appeal. At the resumed hearing of the case, the prosecution counsel David Waze informed the court that the commission was ready to proceed with the rearrangement of the defendants and also commenced trial with 2 witnesses who were present in court. David Lonem pleaded not guilty to the 12-count charges read to him, while he pleaded the same also for Ireland Open University Incorporated and Commonwealth Universities Incorporated, being the 2nd and 3rd defendants, respectively, on counts 13 and 14 of the charge. Upon application by the counsel for admission to bail on the same terms granted earlier before the former judge, Justice A.R. Mohammed, the court granted bail to the defendants by tightening the conditions to include that, as against 100,000 naira, the bail bond is now 20 million naira. It also increased the sureties to 2, in which one of the sureties must be a civil servant not below level 14. Other conditions. And now business news. Minister of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Zephaniah Gisalu, has commended the National Lottery Regulatory Commission for its regulatory functions and contribution to the growth of the Nigerian economy. He gave the commendation at the just concluded 2024 stakeholders meeting hosted by NLRC in Lagos, aimed at continually carrying stakeholders along while discharging its mandate as a regulatory agency for the gaming and lottery industry in the country. Director General of the NLRC, Mr. Lanre Bajabiamila, told the stakeholders and industry operators that the Commission will continue to engage relevant stakeholders. Nigerian Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative on Wednesday cautioned that the global push for transition to cleaner energy would have major impacts on Nigeria's economy and revenue accruing to the government from the petroleum industry. NAITI therefore urged the government to speed up the ongoing reforms in the Nigerian extractive sector and the diversification of the economy. Speaking at a methodological workshop on the study to measure the long-term impact of energy transition on Nigeria's economy in Abuja, the Executive Secretary NAITI, Dr. Oji Obunaya Oji, warned that with revenue from oil and gas dropping by 15% between 2022 and 2023, push for energy transition would further put pressure on government revenue. Nigeria's petroleum marketers have said that with the coming on stream of Port Harcourt refinery, Nigerians should expect a drop in prices of petroleum products. The president of the Petroleum Products Retail Outlet Owners Association, Billy Gillis Harry, made this known to newsmen in an interview. Gillis Harry was reacting to the commencement of Port Harcourt refinery on Tuesday. The refinery trucked out petroleum products including petrol, diesel and kerosene, while other products will be dispatched as well. Speaking on the developments, Gillis Harry stated that the price of Port Harcourt refinery petroleum products will be known by Friday or Monday next week. He, however, noted that Port Harcourt refinery will push petrol price down because the coming on stream of the plant has eliminated several cost components. Up next, international tidbits. World Health Organization's Regional Director-elect for Africa, Dr. Faustin Ndugili, has died while receiving medical treatment in India. He died on Wednesday, November 27, 2024, born in 1969. Ndugulile was a Tanzanian politician and renowned public health expert. Parliament Speaker Tulai Ackson said on Wednesday that plans to repatriate the body of Tanzania Dr. Faustin Ndugulile, 55, were on the way. She didn't disclose Ndugulile's ailment. He was elected as the WHO's African Director in August and was set to start his new role in February 2025. Here now is ATN Sports News. Players and officials of Super Falcons have started arriving in the city of Angers ahead of friendlies against the Blues of France. The encounter is scheduled for the state's Raymond Copa Angers on Saturday night. It will kick off at 9:30 p.m. Nigerian time. It will be fourth ever meeting between Nigeria and France. France defeated the Super Falcons 1-0 in a group stage clash at the FIFA Women's World Cup hosted by Germany in 2011. The Europeans trashed Nigerians 8-0 in a friendly inside Le Mans Stade Marie Marvin in April 2018. Les Blues also defeated the West Africans by the same margin at Rezan Park when both sides clashed at the 2019 World Cup finals hosted by France. Football Association is investigating allegations Premier League referee David Cote discussed giving a yellow card with a fan before a match in England's second-tier championship. The second newspaper reported on Wednesday that 42-year-old Cote, who strongly denies any wrongdoing, discussed the prospect of booking then lead player Izian Eliski with a supporter of the club the day before a game between Leeds and West Brom in October 2019. Cote was already under investigation by refereeing body, the Professional Game Match Officials Limited, and the FA after footage emerged that appeared to show him making derogatory comments about Liverpool and their former manager Jurgen Klopp. And now entertainment. American singer Beyonce has been named the greatest pop star of the 21st century by Billboard. Taylor Swift secured the second position, while billionaire Barbadian singer Rihanna, Canadian rapper Drake, and Lady Gaga occupied the third, fourth, and fifth spots respectively. Britney Spears, Kanye West,